Paramount has officially announced its intentions to develop Transformers 8 and Transformers 9 as part of a new trilogy following the release of Rise of the Beasts. Studio has clarified that both sequels will be set in the same cinematic universe. The screenplay for the 8th film is under the creative guidance of James Vanderbilt, a talent widely recognized in the industry for his contributions to global hits like The Amazing Spider-Man, Slender Man, and White House Down. Additionally, the esteemed screenwriter and director Joby Harold, known for his work on the crime thriller Awake, is also actively involved in the new project. Harold has gained acclaim for his contributions to films such as Guy Ritchie's King Arthur Legend of the Sword and Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. While Paramount has not officially disclosed information about the specific writers assigned to each of the Transformers sequels, leaving this detail in anticipation for the audience, the studio's commitment to bringing fresh talent and experienced writers bodes well for the future of the franchise. The 7th film made its theatrical debut in June of the previous year, sparking active discussions among viewers. Despite not fully meeting fan expectations, news of a potential 8th project within this cinematic franchise has already surfaced. Information about the prospective Transformers 8 became known after director Stephen Caple Jr. shared details about ongoing negotiations with Paramount regarding the direction of the new film. It's essential to note that these negotiations are still at a very early stage, with specific details yet to be formalized in official updates. Since the release of the very first Transformers by Michael Bay, 16 years have elapsed, and in this time span, 7 movies have been produced. The distinctive feature of the latest 2 projects, Bumblebee and Rise of the Beasts, lies in their narrative placement in the past, preceding the events of the initial film. Moreover, these films have taken on the character of a soft reboot. As early as 2020, Paramount preliminarily announced the preparation of an entirely new trilogy, adding weight to discussions about the potential creation of Transformers 8 within the part of this cinematic universe. After the release of Rise of the Beasts, director Stephen Caple Jr. was immediately confronted with inquiries about the potential for an 8th installment. His response was unequivocal. It is undoubtedly in the works. This development appears to be a natural progression, particularly considering the franchise's soft reboot in 2018 with Travis Knight's Bumblebee. Personally, I found Bumblebee to be pretty enjoyable, despite the negative feedback it received from both critics and audiences. The decision to give the Transformers a more classic and less intricate look provided a refreshing take on familiar characters. In contrast to Michael Bay's approach, which aimed for epicness and intricate detailing, the new Transformers embraced characteristics closer to Hasbro's action figures. While some viewers appreciated this retcon for its nostalgic appeal and simplicity, others still consider it a downgrade from the intricate designs of the past. With the confirmation of Transformers 8, it appears that the franchise is set to continue exploring this revised approach to the Transformers universe. The series has successfully navigated a blend of nostalgia and innovation, creating a dynamic response among fans with varying opinions on the evolution of the iconic characters. Paramount producers have officially communicated their intention to delve more deeply into the plot of the 8th Transformers. In a recent interview with producer Lorenzo Di Bonaventura, intricate details about the continuation of the saga were discussed. Following the intriguing hint at a crossover between Transformers and the G.I. Joe at the conclusion of the Rise of the Beasts, anticipation is high for further exploration of this aspect in Transformers 8. However, despite the eager expectations surrounding the film, Di Bonaventura mentioned that fans would need to exercise patience as there is no specific release date for the 8th movie yet. While G.I. Joe boasts its own movie series comprising 3 projects, with the latest released in 2021 focusing on the solo origin of Snake Eyes with Henry Golding in the lead role, it's worth noting that Snake Eyes operated somewhat as a standalone project unconnected to the previous trilogy. The question of whether the character portrayed by Golding will be integrated into the new Transformers universe or exist in an entirely different cinematic realm is yet to be officially confirmed. Although the G.I. Joe franchise has not enjoyed the same level of success as Transformers, there is still interest from Dwayne Johnson and Rachel Nichols in returning to reprise their roles. This has sparked speculation among fans that they might witness an epic battle featuring The Rock against giant robots from outer space. The potential involvement of these well-known actors adds an intriguing element to the prospect of future G.I. Joe films, keeping fans curious about the direction the franchise may take. The potential for crossovers between the 2 franchises, however, remains uncertain, with the reception and box office success of Rise of the Beasts likely influencing Paramount's decisions regarding such ventures. The active involvement of the U.S. Army in previous Transformers movies raises the intriguing idea of replacing them with G.I. Joe. duo, collaborating with Autobots to fight Decepticons. However, opinions on this matter vary, with some believing that franchises should develop independently and that crossovers should be considered only after establishing a series of successful standalone films. The post-credits scene of Rise of the Beasts hints at future interactions between Mirage and Noah, indicating a potentially expanded narrative in next Transformers 8. The focus on Energon and its origin promises to add depth to the storyline, offering new perspectives. With the introduction of an updated Megatron, there is an added layer of mystery, and the inclusion of familiar characters like him provides an advantage for the writers, ensuring a rich array of storytelling possibilities. The updated Transformers franchise, though still young, presents numerous potential plot lines for future films. Exploring existing characters such as Noah and Mirage and their interactions in upcoming movies seems promising for injecting diversity and intrigue into the evolving narrative. The decision to delve into established characters rather than creating new Autobot-human duos offers a fresh perspective, ensuring a dynamic and engaging continuation of the Transformers saga. Anthony Ramos has openly expressed his desire to return to the franchise, emphasizing his status as a devoted fan of the classic animated Transformers shows. The actor has shared his surprise at the wealth of ideas that director Stephen Caple Jr. has for future films, discussions of which were openly conducted during the filming of Rise of the Beasts. Anthony Ramos' candid interest attests to his deep involvement in the project and dedication to the Transformers universe. His noted eagerness to return and enthusiasm for the director's creative abundance hints at a potentially bright and captivating future for the saga in upcoming movies. The shared inspiration between the actor and the director promises a continuation of successful collaboration within this beloved cinematic universe. The confirmation of Transformers 8 and 9 occurred early in the development of Rise of the Beasts. According to the announcement, Transformers 8 is likely to serve as the direct sequel to Rise of the Beasts. Audiences can anticipate the return of Anthony Ramos and Dominique Fishback in their respective roles, along with the presence of several characters from the previous Caple Jr.'s movie. The Transformers franchise has seen the presence of numerous notable actors over the years, featuring Shia LaBeouf, Megan Fox, and Mark Wahlberg. Rise of the Beasts introduced a fresh lineup of names, with Pete Davidson lending his voice to Mirage, Ron Perlman as Optimus Primal, and Peter Dinklage taking on the role of Scourge. Fans are eager to see these acclaimed performers reprising their roles in Transformers 8, anticipating their continued contributions to the evolving narrative. Additionally, there is hopeful anticipation for the introduction of new stars who will join the ranks of the franchise, adding further excitement and depth to the cast. Paramount's prompt announcement suggests a swift move towards the production of 8-part. While specific release dates for the upcoming sequels have not been revealed, it is evident that the studio has ambitious plans for a rapid continuation of the franchise. However, the timeline suggests that Transformers 8 may not hit theaters before 2025, with Transformers 9 potentially following in 2027. Currently, it is confirmed that more Transformers action is on the horizon, with Rise of the Beasts serving as the inaugural chapter in a new trilogy. Despite this, Rise of the Beasts didn't achieve box office dominance, and there has been a notable absence of news regarding a sequel since its release. This lack of information suggests a potential delay in the release of the next film, as the studio takes time to assess the best course of action for the franchise's future. The outcome of this assessment may influence the timeline for the arrival of the next installment in the series. Subscribe.